So, hi guys. In this video, I'd like to discuss my ASD, even my ADHD, and how it affects my life, my family's life, and how sort of we cope with it. I guess it's not going to be massively detailed in the sense of I'm not going to go into every single point because that would be too long-winded. But I've got some notes that I'm going to try and follow and explain how my life is affected and how I have to work with my conditions to get through each day, and how much help I actually do need. And I'd like to preface all of that by saying that it's unique to me. So there's no two ASD conditions the same. I mean, you've met one person with ADHD and ASD. You've met one person, and each individual is going to be unique. So please never judge people on the fact that they have a label, if you will, and they should all fit into a box, because it doesn't happen. So if I can start by just getting people to try and imagine these plate spinners that are on stage, and they're spinning dozens of plates, trying to keep them all going at the same time. That, in a nutshell, is what I have to do on a daily basis, and it's the best analogy I can give to you. You wake up, and the very first thing you're thinking about is what you've got to do. And I know a lot of people are going to say, well, I have to do that anyway. But until I've actually done them, I'm trying to juggle that plate, and if something comes along in the meantime, then it can add another plate to it, which can mean that I forget another plate that's spinning. So like, I wake up, and the first plates we have are eating, drinking, getting dressed, getting washed. Those are the first few ones we've got to do, and I try and get those done as quickly as I can, because there's always a possibility that my daughter will wake, and she is then going to be another added plate to that that list, which can affect how the others are balancing. And I may often forget to eat or drink if she's particularly hard work on that morning. Then, once I've started, if I can start to do those things, then I'm starting to think about the school run and shopping, things that I need to do and get help with. What if things don't go to plan? Then I've got those worries in my head as well. What if somebody throws a ball into those plates while they're spinning? They're going to wobble, they're going to fall off, some of them, which is going to, it's going to be pretty bad. It can have a nasty knock-on effect for the rest of the day. So much so that, my family don't always know what day of the week it is any more than I do. Then comes to the evening, and, there's cooking, cleaning, showering. What could go wrong, I guess you could ask. Well, when you've got 3 kids, 10, 7 and 19 months, there's a lot that can go wrong, and a lot does go wrong, and it always falls on Kareen's shoulders when we're at home to pick up the pieces, and she has the patience of a saint. I will say that from now on, and she, I hope she hears that, and I respect that, and thank you for that, Kareen. Then comes to things like external influences affecting the day. How can other things that I haven't planned for, how can they affect my day? Well, there's things like weather. I can't control it, but it can affect any decisions I've made. It can affect where I have to park if I've got to go shopping with my gran or anybody else. It can affect that. So if I've planned to park in a certain place and I can't because the weather's too bad, that can affect it. Other people changing plans, that is a huge one. I'm not going to lie. Changing plans is just a no-go. If you want to change my plans, you need to come up with a way of making me think that I've changed them, because otherwise it's never going to be a happy ending, that's for sure. And then I've put down mechanical problems. when I say mechanical problems, I mean things can go wrong. Cars can break down. Kettles can stop working. Toasters can stop toasting. Cookers, whatever. Anything that's meant to work can always break, and often that can lead to some pretty bad results on my part. So, and then I guess you could throw diet in as well. If I have a crap diet on that particular day, or if I've been having a crap diet, I've been eating rubbish and not really looking after myself, I guess that can affect my mental well-being as well. So I'm juggling all of them with big question marks over them all the time, every single day. Those plates are spinning all the time, and I need help, a lot of help to keep them going. So you can imagine how much sort of mental support I need to get through that. So that's kind of my daily routine, rather how my days run, if you will. That's how I prepare and try and attack each day. Every day is planned the day before. I'll always ask Karine the night before, have you any plans for tomorrow? What's the plan? In the hope that I can make some sort of plan in my head to attack the next day. Moving on, anxiety is a huge part of my life, and anxiety affects everything I do. You've probably seen my videos where I'm trying to learn to, I guess you could learn to say I'm learning to walk again on my own outside, and I'm trying to do it with I need all the support and help I can get, but I'm trying to do as much of it on my own as I can, hence the vlogs, hence trying to keep a record of it. It's not that I don't want to, I really do. I really want to go out, and I really want to do these things and be part of society. I'm just scared to, and people can be so judgmental, and that worries me. It's happened so much in my past, and I think that's tarnished the future, but I'm trying to work through that. You've got people that talk behind your back. I mean, if I walk down the road and I'm stimming or, just looking a little bit out of sorts, people talk, people point, people stare, and it's not pleasant. And I don't want to have to deal with that, really, if I can help it. I'm not strong enough to deal with that currently. Strangers in person, they scare me. Just like the thought of having to deal with somebody I don't know, that petrifies me. And I guess that feeds into fear of the unknown. I can't plan for that, and that freaks the hell out of me, because I like to plan. I need to know what my days are doing and where I'm going, and that's why I go to the same shops all the time, and I see the same people with the same people, so I can almost plan for that, and I can plan how the other people are going to react around me, which is nice. It's comforting. But as you all know, I've not been out for well over 5 years, but I am trying to get the help, and I'm trying to make inroads with that. Do I think a big part of my anxiety is letting people down, letting myself down, and I have so high expectations of what I should achieve, what I should be doing, and I know I probably shouldn't, but I believe unless you aim high, what's the point? And I've always been the same. I've got high standards, and I guess I believe that everybody should have similar standards to myself. Maybe that's wrong. Maybe you can tell me if I'm wrong in thinking that. I don't know. I got my ADHD diagnosis about 12 months after my ASD diagnosis. And it didn't come as a shock, but it answered it answered more questions that I had going around. I always wanted to know why my brain was always buzzing. You remember the old VHS tapes, videotapes, call them what you will, and or even the old LP players, I think they are. The ones where you had to put the little arm onto the disc, gramophone things, and you got that crackling, that sort of white noise. Well, that's my brain. That's what happens in my head all the time. I'm on medication to try and turn that volume down, but that's always there. So that can influence a lot of stuff, and it's just my brain is just buzzing the whole time, and it's difficult to shut it down, which gives me problems with my sleep, erratic sleep patterns, and that has a knock-on effect with the family, with my family life, and the inability to perform like I guess people might expect or might think I should. But yeah, I'm on tablets to try and help reduce that sort of impact as much as possible. Communication is a big part of my life, and it's a part of my life that I struggle with other people a lot. And I'm forever asking people just to try and take a moment and think about how they're talking to me, to learn how they're talking to me. I like what I like, and I know what I know, and that sounds stupid, but I struggle to get involved in conversations that don't involve anything I like. I can show like a smiley face, I suppose, or something if I have to, but like I'm itching to just talk about aviation or science fiction films, some kind of tech talk, something that actually means something to me or that I've got an actual interest in. Making small talk, it just bores me. My brain's going to be elsewhere if it's not about something I like. It's quite selfish, but I can't help the way I am. I can't help the way my brain is. So I have to just accept that, and that's the difficult part. I don't always get a lot of jokes and humour, although I can be quite sarcastic, and I can be the life and soul of a party, but I have to be in the right frame of mind going into it, and I guess drinking the right alcohol, because some alcohol can subdue the mood that I feel. And so yeah, I have to be very careful how I attack things like that. So if you're going to try and make a joke on me, be prepared for me not to get it or to find it very offensive, and probably start an argument or something. Facial expressions, again, I don't always get it. I get smiles if you're happy or laughing. Sad, tears and upset. They're the obvious things. I don't get all the stuff in the middle. If you've got a plain face on you, I'm not going to get it. You're going to have to, I will ask someone 2 or 3 times probably, are you okay? And they'll say, yeah, I'm all right. And I'll say, well, you don't look it. And I say, well, this is just my normal face. Be prepared for me to ask you again if I don't believe you. It's nothing personal. It's just I don't match facial expressions with what you're telling me half the time. I've always had to work hard to fit in. I found after a lot of researching into my own life, and that's part of what these videos are going to be doing, is pulling my life apart. But I found that mimicking and copying other people works best. It works best to fit in. It works best to reduce any kind of issues that cause me to stand out. If I copy other people, then I'm fitting in, and I'm not going to be obviously standing out to other people. So I do that. One thing that I take pride in about the way I am is I am massively loyal and honest. I will always treat the people that treat me right with the most amount of respect and loyalty that you could expect from anybody. But if you want to cross me, that's this, and this isn't like a threat at all, but I'm just trying to sort of put it across that if you want to like cross me in the wrong way, lie to me, humiliate me, make me feel uneasy around you, I will want nothing to do with you ever again. It's nothing personal. It's just I believe in treating people the right way, and I try my best to do that. And if I slip up, I will always apologise, and I will do my best to work at making it right and putting it right for future as well. It's so deep-seated, my idea of loyalty and friendship. I just don't like it when people betray it. So I try and make people quite aware, saying, look, we can be friends, but please don't abuse that friendship, because it means more to me than anything. I know I'm complicated. I know I'm unsure and unstable. I get that. It's easy to be in my life if you're willing to try hard, if you're willing to put in the effort. If you're not, and you don't want to meet me in the middle, then it's never going to work. I'm never going to be able to be friends with people that don't want to just take a moment and think, hang on, this chap struggles with X, Y, and Z. I've got to learn to, accept that, and I've got to work with him. Put the effort in, and I'll put the effort in. That's how it is. And I think that's how it is in most people's lives. But, that's pretty much my life-ish, I suppose, in a brief, I don't know, 18 minutes or so. I'm going to go into more detail, but I wanted people just to understand that, I struggle with being a dad. I struggle with being a fiance. I struggle with every aspect of life, more or less. But I'm always there for those that respect me and treat me right. And I'm probably always going to be the same. I'm never going to be any different. So I guess the takeaway from this is, anyone that does watch this, please don't feel that you're being, you're wrong for being the way you are. It's who you are. Don't feel that you can't be yourself. Just be honest to yourself and to others. Let them know where you stand. Let them know what your lines are, and don't cross them. But if anyone resonates with any of this, I'd love to hear in the comments below. Please don't be afraid to drop as many comments and likes and subscribes as you can. I'm going to bring it to a close here. Thanks for watching, and I will see you all again soon. Bye bye.